So got the Raspberry Pi. Ordered it 6 months ago. Got it in yesterday. Took a long time to make. The actual Raspberry Pi is just the board, and then I bought this case to go over top of it. It was probably about $35. Case was a couple bucks, and then the SD card has a Linux operating system on it, so that costs a couple bucks. I don't think you have to buy that though. And the lighting's kind of bad in here, so I have my flash on. So I'm gonna hook it up and show everybody what it is. SD card slot. The jack right there is a micro USB, that's for power. HDMI jack, an old school video and audio jack, 2 USBs, and an Ethernet. So let's go ahead and hook it up, and we'll see what it can do. I have an old keyboard, so I had to get this USB converter. So let me plug that in. Sorry. Old mouse. Actually, this is a new mouse, so that's a USB. That's hooked up. I'm just gonna take the HDMI cord out of the Xbox, and we'll do it on the TV. Hook up the HDMI. Turn on the TV. It's kind of a mess. Apparently the TV's taking a while. Unless it was already on. Yep. Alright. And the last thing we do is put the power in. So you can see it, red light powers up, and it should start going on the TV. And it's setting up the Raspberry Pi. It's finding the keyboard and the mouse. It's kind of blurry, sorry. I'm also going to hook up an Ethernet because you'll be able to see if it has internet. I read somewhere that you have to do some stuff with DHCP, and I haven't looked into all that yet, so we might not have internet just yet. There's the Ethernet cord plugged in. Alright, pull up the keyboard. Raspberry Pi login is just Pi, and then it asks for the password. It's Raspberry. And that logs you in, and then type in start X, and this is going to fire up the operating system, the Linux operating system. The idea behind this computer was to be able to teach people how to program with Linux. It's highly customizable. You can add cameras and motors and all kinds of different stuff. And so now this is the home page. It's kind of hard to see because of the bright white. You can't really see what I'm doing, unfortunately. The screen's a little bright. But if you've ever seen Linux before, that's basic. It's a basic Linux setup. Let's see if I can select a different background photo that's not blinding everybody with whiteness. That's a little bit better. Still hard to see though because the whites are way too white for my phone. So close that out. You might be able to see the mouse moving around. See, I'm opening boxes over on the left. Let me go to internet. It's an 800 megahertz processor, so it's not anything that's going to be super fast. But apparently web browsing's pretty quick, and it's not too bad as far as just browsing the internet. And it also does play 1080p video, so you can put movies or videos on your SD card. And it's hard to read right now. I'm actually going to YouTube, so we'll see if this thing's able to handle YouTube, or I'm not really sure what it's going to do. Okay, you need to upgrade your Adobe Flash Player. I might not be able to do YouTube because I don't know if they have Adobe for Linux. Oh yeah, Linux 32-bit. Select version to download. Probably could have done all this before I did the video, but select version. Yum for Linux. I don't know a whole lot about Linux, so unfortunately I could be completely making the wrong decisions right now. Just trying to get it fired up and see if I can show, the computer doing something. But either way, I think you get the idea. It's a $35 computer. So if you have a keyboard, a mouse, and an HDMI monitor or a DVI monitor, you can put a converter, a VGA or a DVI to HDMI converter, and you can set up a really inexpensive computer, especially if you have kids or something. You can set them up with a computer in their room, and it's kind of cool. So hopefully I'll be able to get mine set up at some point in Mason's room and he can play with it. So if you have any questions, just hit me up.